and we are back again with this live session. And today's live session is going to be pretty interesting. We have a lot of good agendas to discuss, and I hope everybody is able to hear me okay because somebody needs to confirm if audio quality is good. Give me a second, let me double check this. All right. I think some of us have confirmed that they're able to hear me okay. So it's time to start with the agenda then. We'll we'll keep it pretty simple this live session. And, there are a lot of exciting things happening around the world on GenAI scale, and I just wanted to share those anecdotes with you. That sounds interesting to me, and hopefully those are pretty interesting for you as well, and I'm sure you will like it. So first thing which I wanted to share was December first week, like starting from 1st of December to 5th of December. There's one crazy event happening in Las Vegas, United States, named as AWS reInvent. Reinvent is one of the biggest event for techies around the world, not just in US. And what it focuses on is AI, innovation, engineering, compliance, business, and a lot of different perspectives to that. And it is like Oscar event for techies, right? So you can just compare these two events together. And the, there are few sessions from this reinvent show this year, and those are available on YouTube as well because they did their streaming on YouTube while they presented what they have in their pocket. And I have skimmed through like all those sessions, and it's very interesting. I would encourage all of you to go watch it and get some really good insights. And apart from that, what's really interesting, and then by the way, I've mentioned all of these things in my weekly newsletter, which you might have received yesterday, Friday, 5 p.m. And I've mentioned all the event, what the purpose of the event, the events to the, sorry, link to the events, the YouTube link I've added. And there are top three events which found really interesting to me from reinvent, and I've attached link to that. Some of my um, known people in my network have attended the event, and I was really looking forward that even I should go and enjoy it, but unfortunately this year it wasn't possible. But I'm manifesting next year is it's going to be one of the things in my bucket list for 2026, and I'm definitely attending reinvent. uh, what happens there, I'll just brief about one of the event which recently happened. And I think 3rd or 4th December that event happened, and that was focused towards GenAI strategies. So on GenAI we sometimes conceptualize something, we start build the build process, we immediately start. After that we test and we deploy. But beyond that, there are few interesting things which needs to be taken care of before you go live in front of customer with GenAI application. And that's where you need to sit and build the strategies for any GenAI applications. One of the thing is compliance and business perspective, and that is really important. How, when you build a GenAI application, you need to take care of informations like PII, right? Personally identifiable information. And PIIs are pretty confidential, and we all have to be very, very careful about how we are presenting, how we are saving those information in the back end of your GenAI application. There are a lot of observability tools. Those observability tools can be used, deployed, and all your PI information can be synced to those observability tools. But with that also, how confidential are you protecting? Confidentially, you are protecting that information, and in European territories, in American territories, things are pretty crazy. So they have something called as GDPR. European territory has GDPR. Then I think American has CA, something like that. So everybody has their own set of organizations to protect their information. Now, building the GenAI application is no more a very secret thing or a very tough thing to do in 2025, because now everybody has exposure to tons of tools, right? You just open the LinkedIn and you will find tons of interesting posts about, okay, buy this tool, that tool, build application in 10 minutes, go live in 2 minutes. So there are a lot of applications. What's really interesting there is not just building the application but protecting the application with interesting stuff. That's where that reinvents one of the session was focused towards building the application but with good compliance, by protecting the information. And you can find the link to that event in my newsletter. um, all right, so that was with reInvent, AWS reInvent, which was one of the event. And likewise, there are a few other events which had happened. What's happening in GenAI world and what's trending at the moment is, every country has taken a lot of good initiatives to attract global audience for AI events, right? So one I just told you about reInvent, and that happens every year. But on the other hand, UAE and Middle East is also exhibiting lot of such good events, and one of such event is happening in Abu Dhabi and Riyadh. In Abu Dhabi, I think it's happening in on 8th of December, and in Riyadh, it's happening in February 2026. And what these events are focused toward is, the event name is called as Global AI Show, and this Global AI Show attracts all the industry leaders, GenAI leaders, or in general artificial intelligence leaders across the world for that event. So they'll be present there physically, they will be presenting their ideas, their knowledge, experience, and what is the future of AI going forward. How, like, what are the constructive ways we can build the future together. And that event is focused towards that. In fact, I had booked myself few slots to attend the event, but I think 8th of December I might miss, but February I'm not missing. On February, I might fly to UAE and attend the event, and because I'm really interested. And as you guys know, I always crave for learning new things in GenAI field and building my network. And that is one thing which I don't take even point one risk at. So networking is one of my favorite genre. That's why I'm pretty much active on LinkedIn as well. So yes, GenAI, sorry, Global AI show is happening in UAE, and that show is also focused towards a lot of AI and innovation stuff. I would really encourage all of you to join the event, and I'll join event. I think if it's virtual, like, there are few segment of the event which are virtual that you can attend from home as well. But if you want to attend in person, then go for it. There are interesting events happening there, and they have a lot of good agendas. So I'll share the link to reinvent and the link to Global AI show, both the shows. I'll try to share it in my description of this post, or link to the post inside the comment. All right. Uh, my friend just messaged me saying Riyadh is not part of UAE. So geographically, if there is any Anything missed from my side, apologies for that. But yeah, mainly I think the show has been projected in a way that it's UAE empowered show. So largely we can say that. Thank you for that. Hey Sunny, hello, how are you doing? Nice to see like some of the folks I see in my live event every weekends, and really glad to see them. It's time to take questions, guys. Feel free to drop your questions if there's any. I'll just wait for few 30 seconds or maybe a minute, and we'll take it from there. If there's any more questions, so questions can be revolving around three things. As I said, my live sessions are focused towards GenAI, engineering leadership, and career growth. So if somebody is looking forward to switch their job or build their interview profile, build their resumes mainly. Last AMA, I think we discussed about it. So you can drop questions around the same thing. Okay, I'm waiting for the questions. One good thing about all this AMA session is, guys, I've seen some DMs in my LinkedIn, and some of the messages and replies where people are even watching these streams, these live streams, the recorded live streams later on. Like if it happens today, like for example, this session is happening now, people are watching during the weekdays as well, going through all of that, the entire event, and then they're coming up with the questions and sending me in my DMs or on my top mat, which is really good to see. People are reaching out, and our community is getting stronger day by day. We'll keep on doing these AMA sessions. I'm always excited for this 30 minutes on Saturdays, guys. So I the whole week I look forward to this particular event because it looks very interesting, and it gives me an opportunity to connect with all of you and have that one-on-one conversations here. Not that corporate one-on-one, but this session one-on-one stuff happening. All right. All right. Okay, I just saw one question. What's the right way to approach a situational based leadership question in an interview? Okay, thank you for the question, Akash. The question is from Akash, and the leadership is a very responsible position in any company, and especially in corporate. It becomes 2x responsible role and position. And what generally corporate companies do look for in a leader is whether they have a good people management skill, conflict resolution skill, and whether they will be able to sit right um, next to their colleagues who they are managing, and work very empathetically or nicely with them. So these are few common things which every organization looks into a leader. And a leader, in a broader perspective, a leader is they do lead either by respect. So if there's a team and me as a leader, I want to lead the team, there are two ways of doing it. I can lead the team by respect, by their respect, or I can lead the team by fear. So respect and fear are two important metrics here. The people who generally choose fear, they look for the short term outcomes, and that's a very toxic way of doing a leadership. I've seen such leaders in my past where they are extremely toxic, but very productive. They know how to get the work done, and that generally works for them. My kind of leadership is bit on the flip side, which is being empathetic, being process driven, data oriented, and just sit with your colleagues and have good talks with them, and create those bonds with each and everyone in the team, and that makes you a good leader, and the whole team will accept you with that. That takes a good amount of time to be empathetic and win everybody's trust and lead the team, but that is generally the long lasting team, a very positive culture you can drive into your team. So a lot of interesting things are associated with leadership skill, like what type of leadership you are playing. And talking about that, in interviews, what do they ask? So this is a background I've given, that what does organization look for in the leader, and how there are two different type of leaders in every organization. uh, in interview, the questions would be like, if one of the question would be like, if you have two members in your team who are always fighting, right? So one developer has certain opinion and another developer has certain opinion. Now both the opinions are extremely, um, they're on the extreme side, like both, if both of them are not able to negotiate on certain things, and they're not coming on the same page, and that's kind of creating a ruckus, creating a problem for them. And how do we fix that then in that case? So there is a very good, I'll give solution as well. So I'll help you with questions and solution for some of the questions. Uh, One thing is the LinkedIn de-escalation strategy. There's something called as de-escalation strategy, where you connect with developer one, try to understand their perspective about developer two, then go ahead and connect with developer 2, understand their perspective about developer 1. Now you have both the data right in front of you, and make note of each and everything that they are concerned about. Now try to find the common pointers between both of these opinions, uh, and then conclude on a point saying, okay, this is the agenda for final call. Now schedule one call where you, both the developers and maybe somebody from management team, you jump on the call and understand both the perspectives from both the sides, and ask developer one that what are the top three things that developer two should fix in order to make the healthy environment. Same with go to developer 2, ask them what are the top three things the developer 1 should fix in order to create a healthy environment. Now, once they both agree on those top three things and they both just express themselves, close the call on saying that for next 15 days, these are the agendas for both of you. Do you agree or not? And once they both of them do agree, then set a reminder for next 15 days, and ensure that things are on track and there is no escalation happening for next 15 days. If there's no pain points observed from both the sides for next 15 days, that means that conflict has been de-escalated. So this is one interesting thing about leadership which people do ask, um, about conflict resolution. Then there are a lot of things like, how do you ensure about resource planning, capacity planning. If you have a project, then that project needs a number of developers, and those n number of developers required for this many number of hours to finish that project. That is called as resource planning and capacity planning. Now it happens that sometimes your teammates might go for leave, like planned leaves or unplanned leaves, both kind of leaves, so you have to be prepared for that. So always keep that 30% bracket. So they will ask you about the questions on these lines, that what is resource planning, what is capacity planning. Then they might ask you what is your leadership style. So there are different type of leadership styles. There are, I think, around 10 leadership styles, and there is something called a democratic leadership, autocratic leadership, right? There are 10 other kind of leadership styles, and which one is close to your working style as a leader? They might ask you that question as well. Third is, how do you ensure the business communications are stronger, wiser, and perfect? As close as close to perfect as possible. How do you make sure that? Now, the because as a leader, you're not just building some product, but you're also trying to align with your business team that okay, we are building this, set three milestones over the period of time. Once milestone is one is done, get like present it, uh, get the review, get the feedback from your business team, and keep on checking all the milestones as time goes by. And that's one thing about business stakeholder management. Then there is something called as incident management, that your product is live, something went wrong and product is not working and customers are facing problem. Now what are the top three things that you will do? So generally there's something called as identification, acknowledgement, and resolution in incident management world. So you go by that way. So likewise there are tons of other questions that leadership interviews do ask. I hope I have answered your question, Akash, and thank you for the question. I'll go with the next one. The question is, with GenAI accelerating so quickly, what emerging trends do you believe will define the next 12 to 18 months? All right. So there is one very interesting talk happening and murmurs happening around the world at the moment. It's called as AI bubble. Like AI bubble is about to burst, AI bubble is about to burst, but it is not. Trust me, it is not. There's very extreme set of opinions about people that we are building AI. AI will replace humans. AI will kill all your jobs. There will be massive layoffs around the world, and AI bubble. That is on one side. That all good things about AI happening, good in terms of the technology, and there's one feedback where it is said that when computers were invented, when calculators were invented, there was that was a groundbreaking technology in place, and that people were scared that now we will not get job. But once calculator was invented, manual jobs were overridden, but at the same time it opened a lot of other opportunities, right? Clerical opportunities. Then same with computer, then same with IT revolution, and now the discussions are happening with AI. That even AI, people are getting like scared with AI, but AI is nothing. It will create a lot of good opportunities going in future, and this AI bubble will burst. Now, in next 12 to 18 months, because that's what you have asked, what's going to happen is first thing, people who are closer to the digital world. And the answer to your question can be done in three phases. This is how I look at the GenAI disruption happening. First phase is where people are which are closely working with the digital world. Like they are literally coding, creating Excel sheets, doing a lot of manual stuffs on digital world. They might easily get replaced in future with those work. But if they associate themselves with something related to AI, they won't be replaced. That opens a lot of good opportunities as well. So that is first phase. Second phase where people who are working in a physical world, like plumbing, farming, electricians, people who are selling vegetables on the market. I think all these people who are physically working, their jobs are there's a significant amount of time to replace them. Significant. So people who are working in digital world, they can get replaced soon, but not in the physical world. Physical world will take a lot of time, because for that we need a lot of advanced level of robotics, and robotics is not that advanced as we speak. And even if the robotics is developed and it is in market, do you really believe that a plumber's per day, which is maybe 500 Indian rupees or 1000 Indian rupees per day, that is cheaper? Or you're literally hiring one robot and that robot you are giving assigning some physical work, and then that robot is going to do on behalf of the human that work, that is going to be costlier. A lot of maintenance is required, right? So there are things which are related to physical work that is not going to be easily replaced. That will take some time. That is second phase of the whole AI revolution. Third is where quantum computing, quantum computing, string theory, and all the advanced level of research is happening. And one of the craziest thing which is being talked about is AGI, which is artificial general intelligence. Now it sounds pretty crazy to me, like this idea, and let me explain you what this is. AGI is where the intelligence of human would be very close to that particular type of AI. It is not exactly the AI that we have seen so far. It is going to be general intelligence where you can act on something, you can decide, you can take massive economic decisions by yourself. You have a good level of consciousness, a good level of emotion management, and all of that mixed into a robotics. So you can literally say that it is a perfect human being with 100x or 1000x capability of your brain is in work, and that is AGI, and that is very crazy. If you have seen a lot of robotics movie, like Indian movie, like I think the Rajnikant's movie called Robot. If you have seen that, that gives a very good example of what AGI is. So yeah, that is happening on a third phase where things are moving crazily, but it is too far. Like maybe I would say 25 years down the line that is possible, but not now, not sooner. So yeah, I hope I've answered your question. How does work culture outside India differ from work culture within India? Okay, so this is a very debatable question where how work culture is in India versus in foreign countries, because I've worked with US clients, UK clients, and a lot of other European clients as well. And one, not exactly one, but there are a lot of good differences that I've observed between the work culture here versus there. And there's no shade or hate to anybody here, but Indian corporate work culture has a lot of good things about the way we work, because we have delivered that, and you can literally take pride in it that India has world's largest IT backbone. That we have world's largest IT backbone, and that backbone is getting stronger day by day. It's not getting weakened. The layoffs are happening here and there, but we are still the largest IT backbone in the world. Now, having said that, we have a massive workforce of engineers in India, but at the same time, I can see there are the way managers work in India, the way employees do work in India. There's a very good sense of toxicity attached to that. That micromanagement is attached to that. Working on weekends are celebrated, working on holidays are celebrated. People are generally underpaid. People are like, there are some companies who take projects from European and US clients, and they sell it in India over here, and they get X amount from client, and they literally give peanuts to all the developers and the people who are actually working on it. So there's the great sense of pay disparity. So a lot of negative aspect of uh, the whole corporate culture in India. But at the same time, we should take a pride in one fact that we have the largest IT backbone, and just think about it in a different layers. Somebody who is from a privileged background, they might see all of this as a toxic work culture. But somebody who has come from extremely poor background, from native village, and who do not have exposure to all the good technologies throughout their year, in colleges and universities. Now they enter IT industry. They enter this white collar job. They sit on a in an AC room with a nice chair like this, and for them it is a privilege. Like I'll just give my example, and I always give this anecdote to anybody who always asks me this kind of questions, that how do you feel about work culture in India? And for me, because I come from a very not so good background about like financially, and very underprivileged, and I would say I was extremely poor, and I'm always respectful towards my journey so far. But having said that, because I used to work in the labor on construction site, and for me and many people like me, once that transition happens from that world into the IT world, it is totally different, guys. So you cannot really compare this with anything else, and that feeling is truly valuable. And so I just give two perspectives. Somebody who is privileged, for them it might be toxic, but somebody who comes from that background, for them it's a privilege. So that's one about India. Now coming back to foreign culture in UK, US, what happens there? They are very particular about their work timings, and they do respect the work timeline as well. So if they will enter office at 8 o'clock, if it is 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, the office time starts, they will appear at exact time. They're very punctual, and they will work throughout the day. They will just work their ass off. They're very extremely hardworking, and they are very good at whatever they do, because they don't have a lot of engineers in UK, US, unlike India. But bunch of people who work in this field, whoever works in this field, they are there out of interest, and because they are out of their interest, they work extremely they're extremely good at their work. They work with all their heart put in, and they do that extreme hard work throughout the day, and they leave their office on exact time, and then they celebrate their life as well outside of the cubicle. So they go for drinks, they go for parties, they go with friends, they celebrate little things, which I found very fascinating, and that inspired me. I was in UK last year, and I have seen those culture, which is very beautiful to see that how they have valued their life, how they have valued a lot of other things and aspects about the life. So that's one cultural difference I'd see. Second is, Indians are not sensitive to constructive criticism, but European culture and American culture, they are extremely sensitive to whatever happens around them. So even if you comment about certain things which is not that bad or in a bad taste, you never know, that might be very sensitive to them, and that happens a lot. So you have to be extra careful with whatever communication that you do with your foreign colleagues. So that is one good aspect about it. And third is, like working in foreign is obviously a very good exposure to that world. And I have seen London as a city. I have seen it's amazing, guys. Whatever the history of India and England is, but London as a city is 10 on 10, and it's really beautiful to see that city. It's very beautiful. Like the streets are really good, food is amazing, people are very nice, and it's a very good culture. So I hope I've answered your question. And then moving on with the next question, which is Gen A accelerating so quickly. I think I've answered that already. Uh, Leadership is done. 12 to 18 months is done. Okay. Yeah. Lot of interesting question, guys. I really enjoyed answering all of this, because that really brings my whole past experiences and whatever I've seen in last 10 years of my career. I've just shared with all of you all those experiences. All right. Let's wait for 30 seconds more, maybe. Let's have more questions. Okay, I hope I've answered all of your questions. If there's anything, any follow-up questions to that, happy to take. And we are 36 minutes in. I'm happy to continue unless you have any major questions. Uh, yeah, let's stop there. And okay, I have one good thing to share, which I've recently had or come across, which is about career growth and interview tips. And because I found it very fascinating and interesting, I just wanted to share that with all of you. That what you should do in order to switch the job, get the good offer, right? So everybody has this motive that you should get the good profile, good prospect, and good monetary, which is money, and everybody aims for that, right? There might be small set of people who might not agree with that, but largely this is the perspective. Now, in order to do that, one important thing is to switch the job is give the interviews. Now, I was talking to one of my really good friend, and recently we were just discussing about what do you do with like when you do switch, like when you switch the jobs from one company to another company. And this example kind of came up, and that aligned with my thoughts as well. So I thought to share that with you. So once you decide to switch, do not wait for right moment, do not wait for perfect moment, do not wait for exercising, practicing 1000 questions and then go for interviews. That's the extremely worst case of giving interviews, where you will feel underconfident, because once you aim for a lot of things to process in your mind within short period of time, it gives you anxiety, it gives you underconfidence, and that's not right for interview. Rather, the best approach and shortest approach and the approach that can get you good offer is that first thing, appear for the interview as soon as possible. Do your basic studies, very basic studies, like just spend 3 days maybe. Spend 3 days on whatever you have done in your past career. That's it. Then appear for the interview. Now you will try to understand like what are the questions being asked by the panel. Let's say there were 25 questions being asked. 25 is a big number. 10 questions being asked. There were 7 questions you don't know answer of. Just 3 questions you answered. Now those 7 questions that you have answered, or you don't know how to answer, you just take a note of it, right? Make a note of it, and like obviously you'll be rejected in that interview. Go back, study those 7 questions with proper answers, short and simple answers, with relatable examples that you have done in past, and then you can just fabricate little bit of a story to that, because it's all about storytelling at the end. Now go back to the interview, the second interview somewhere, and then you might, instead of filling in 7 questions, you might fill for 5 or 4, right? Then third interview you might fill for 3, then you might fill for 2, and likewise once you start giving interviews in 3 4 companies, there are a lot of good things happen with you. One is you will be confident enough that what you don't know at, and you're working upon it. Second is you have practiced enough with like giving interviews with a live interview panelist, so that builds your confidence interview by interview. And third thing is, a lot of times even your interview panel doesn't know what to ask and what to answer. So even if you go with imperfect preparation and good confidence, you will crack the interview. So just to boil down this whole conversation, appear for the interview first. Your first interview is very important. Do not wait for the perfect moment. And one of my friend has done the same strategy, and it has worked for them. Long back, I also used to do the same thing, and it has worked for me as well. And I would suggest or encourage all of you to do the same as well. All right. With that, I think the last thing was about Nano Banana. I remember that in last session we talked about giving a practical. Uh, we will practically try Nano Banana and anti gravity. I think we'd have, in interest of time, might skip anti gravity, but we'll see if Nano Banana is good to share at the moment. Uh, Give me some time. All right, I think we are running over time this time, this point of time, but we'll definitely cover this one later. Uh, I'll just quickly mention about Nano Banana though, so that you can try by yourself. Go to Nano Banana's website. It is pretty easy. Choose Nano Banana Pro, which is I think nowadays by default. Go there, ask like pass your photo, any photo of yours, and ask it that I want to create so and so photo by using this photograph. Add this title to the image. Background colors should be this and that, and create logos, thumbnails. Add a lot of Instagram handles and YouTube handles and Twitter handles and some other handles, and enter. After that, your Nano Banana starts thinking and it creates you the exact image the way you asked it. And that is super, that is superb. And it was really mind blowing for me for the first time. Now I think I've used it enough that I don't find it interesting enough. But I think I would encourage all of you to give it a shot if you haven't done already. So I'll just sum up there. All right. We just got one more question. There are rumors that China is working on Asia. China is working on everything because I think as we speak in 2025, China has already built the artificial sun. Even that is the how bizarre it is to even think that you can build an artificial sun. So China has done that. China has built, I don't know if you can say, but allegedly coronavirus, allegedly guys, and so there are bioweapons. They have built artificial sun. They have built the artificial intelligence tools, which is way, way, way ahead of United States and rest of the world. And uh, for those who haven't seen the uh, those who haven't seen their what is a level of robotics and AI innovations China has done, just watch this creator called as I Show Speed. He has visited China, I think, couple of weeks or months back, and he has shown all of those intelligent platforms, intelligent robots, and it is massive, guys. It is massive. And then yeah, they have done. And coming back to AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, yes, not just China. Google has already worked upon that, and Google has uh, done a strong foundation of or laid the strong foundation of AGI, and they're constantly working upon it. So we might expect the news anytime in 10 years or 15 years, or if at all my predictions are wrong, in that case maybe 5 years down the line we can expect some news from Google, which is United States. But yes, China is also working upon it, US is working upon it, but these are the two major players with AGI. Yeah, I hope I've answered your question, because, and I'll just take a pause for 10 seconds maybe and see if there's any more questions. If not, then happy to sum up the stream here, and we'll see you in the next AMA. All right. I think with that question, I'll just sum up this live session. Thank you for joining, all of you. It is nice to see all of you in every session. Please keep joining it. I really enjoy this conversation, this level of interaction. The questions are really good, and I look forward to the next AMA session, and we'll do something very productive. I might announce the agenda for the next AMA session very soon, maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we'll do very interesting thing. There are some interesting announcements to make, which might happen in next AMA or next to next AMA, which I might share with all of you. But yeah, it was really nice, and have a great weekend. And take care of yourself. Keep upgrading yourself with GenAI, engineering leadership, and career growth. And share this event recording or this post within your network, within your friends, whoever needs guidance, support, because people do need support. Even in 2025, people are directionless, and your just one share or your one post might help them change their career. So you might do that as well. Okay, with that, I think we have one more question. According to Nikhil Kamath and Elon Musk podcast, it could be test of a biological warfare. Yes, it is. It is indeed. So COVID started that, and indeed, COVID started biological warfare already, and the next war, if it happens, it is less likely that it is nuclear war that is going to happen, and it is going to be more of a silent war, which is cyber war and bioweapon war. I think these are the two most likely war that is going to happen in near future, because you can literally access the very valuable data of any country and just change the narrative of that country totally. You can change the governance as well, and you have already seen that happening in Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, all these countries around India. Not in India yet. India is a tough country to have that interception from foreign soil. That's why we banned 250 plus Chinese applications as well. So one is cyber war, of course, that can inflate a lot of global opinions and national opinions of people. And second is biological war. So yes, COVID was the start of that, and we might expect, we should not, but unfortunately, we might have something similar in future, which we all should be ready. The humanity is like that, unfortunately. But yeah, it's realistic and it's possible. Okay, I think we should stop it here and end some of the live event. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Have a great rest of the weekend. Take care. Bye.